Good morning.
Did you mute us on here?
I did.
Excellent. There we go. Hi, friends. Ow. Just hit my elbow. I'm okay. Don't worry. I'll be fine.
Good morning.
Get rid of that.
Wakey, wakey.
Yeah, really.
If you're lucky enough to still be sleeping, get up.
Is anyone lucky enough to still, maybe you West Coast people?
Yeah.
Hey, we're both wearing new stuff.
I know.
So you know how Mama Bear and I went shopping for her birthday last week? I'm wearing the new shirt I got. She's wearing the new dress she got. We're all stylish for you guys.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I really thought about my outfit last night actually and made sure I wasn't wearing the same shirt today as I wore last week. I planned.
I didn't think about that.
I don't often plan out my outfits. I'm like, oh, this looks good for today. But today I thought about it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you're new joining us for this, this is our sew along for Sampler Spree. We're making this. We're making it it's supposed to be scrappy, but we're making it entirely out of strawberries and rhubarb because I really like it and I want to quilt out of it. So why not kill two birds with one stone, friends? Good morning. Good morning, Margaret, Melissa, Mary, Cindy, Cheryl.
Karen.
I'm in the Smoky... Oh, you're in the Smoky Mountains, Margaret. That sounds nice. Is it nice and chilly? We've had some kind of like cooler days and mornings with some like the windows open and it's been a nice kind of breath of fresh air before, you know, we get blasted off the sun. No, it's not Tucson, so it's really not that hot. They were breaking records last week. Becca, Karen. Okay, so we're doing this. We did blocks 1 and 2 last week.
Yes.
We're gonna, the goal is 3 and 4 this week. We can't go further than 4 because I haven't cut further than 4. I got a little busy. I was working on a baby quilt for a friend and I was like super focused. Okay, so this is block 3. This is Mom's block 3 stuff. So we put it all in baggies and tag it. So if you do a bunch of pre-cutting, then you know, and then when you make the block, then you can reuse the baggie. So you only need like a few and you can just reuse. Okay, and then this is my block 4 stuff. Yes, we do love our Jukies. In fact, okay, so Mom last week was using the Juki, what is that, DX7? And she was like, I love Juki, but I don't know how to use this machine. We're gonna have to switch it. Like,
I wasn't used to it.
she had the 2010 at home, and then she upgraded to the 2020, the Platinum series. You know,
Yeah.
'cause she's Mama Bear.
Jewelry. It's jewelry. I don't wear jewelry, but I like that one.
And so then, today, this morning, real quick, we switched it around. So she's on the 2010, I'm on the 18 QVP. So essentially, that's what she has at home or did have at home until a few months ago. This is what I sew on at home. So we're like, okay, we're used to these machines.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'd have to have a lesson. But yes, we love our Jukies. I love it. It's a workhorse.
I sit
I
down
think
and
just zoom,
sew,
zoom,
baby.
zoom, zoom, zoom.
I try to clean it and change my needle because otherwise Linda will send a needle police to your house. So
I didn't change it before this project that I'm working on right now. But the first project was like fast and not like, it was not as much sewing, not as much small piecing. So I felt like I didn't use it the life of the needle. So after this project though, Linda, I promise I'll switch my needle.
I'm better. I used to not change a needle until it broke, which could have been years. This was about 30 years ago.
Okay,
But
so
now I'm better.
It's true. It's true. We wised up. Okay, so we're making blocks 3. This is Susan's chain. Blocks 3 and 4 today. Mama Bear's doing 3. I'm doing 4, mostly so that block 3 actually gets done because I'm a lot slower than she is. Are you expecting more grunge taupe in the shop? We ordered that grunge taupe. 3 bolts of it. Did it come in?
I'm not sure.
You know what? We'll get started sewing. I'll run and ask the girls real quick, and I'll be back. And then I'm gonna be starting my half square triangles.
Well, give me the book. I'll entertain y'all.
Mama Bear's up.
Not really, but I'm looking to see what I have to do. Okay, I think I know what I have to do. So, okay. Let's see. I like to lay my pieces out
Thank you.
and see when you have a piece like this and they've got letters by it, I just lay it, because I can pretty much tell that's 1.5 by 2.5, but I will then just lay it on here to make sure I've got the right one. Yeah, that's the 2.5 and 1.5, and I know I got the right ones in my hand, so.
Yeah. So these are my fabrics today. I just needed a light and a dark. Karen, I'm having them check on the grunge taupe right now. So those are my, I'm sorry, that's terrible lighting. There, that's a little better. I'm gonna drop them. Those are my lights and darks today. So I'm gonna be making half square triangles. Yeah, and then these are my little middle guys. So if you guys have questions, hi Aunt Becky. Aunt Becky's watching.
Hi, Bex.
It's not in? Okay. We don't have the grunge taupe yet. Sydney just checked for us. But like I said, I put 3 bolts on order, but grunge is delayed because of the dyeing process. It takes longer. So, you know.
Yeah, they expected it to be, they sent out a notice because grunge was late across the board. And then it said the end of June, and or the end of May. And then they backed it up another couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So it has been coming in, but it just depends on the color and how much they were able to get from Japan. So,
Yeah.
as you know, everything that's coming from overseas has been delayed quite a bit for any number of reasons. From, we might get it, but it might sit on a dock in California, you know. So, you know, there's all kinds of issues with that.
So, like I said last week, the book calls for 2 7/8 inch blocks. I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
Just cut them
No.
3 inches.
3 inches.
Trim them
it's
down.
easier, girls. It's faster, and you don't have to worry about cutting it wrong.
Yeah.
Grease.
So, and then this is my little hair marking tool. We're out of the diagonal tape. Otherwise, I'd be using that. But it's the Clover marking tool. It's also a point turner, so it's a dual, which is nice. So I just marked those little guys. I'm gonna, gotta take the shoe off. Can't sew with the shoe on. We talked about that last week, didn't we? Yeah, just keep, and you know, when we get the grunge taupe in, we'll kind of put out a post with the rust and smoke. Cool. Whatever it is.
Yes.
Alrighty. Let's get going. Ooh, is my, oh yeah, it is. Okay. This one's a lot more quiet than mine because, not the machine, the table is sturdier. I have like sort of a flimsy folding
one
table.
Of those melamite tables that you get at.
No, it's not even that. It's like the cheap Walmart kind that we just use when we have people over in the backyard. I throw a tablecloth over it and I throw the food on there or whatever. And it's just easier. And so that thing, when I get going on quilting,
It
bounces. So I'm actually thinking of putting some plywood on it because I don't want it to mess up my machine. You know? Don't you feel like it would?
Thought about that.
If it bounces too much, you think it would mess up all the doojiggies?
I don't know.
I don't actually know. But I feel like it's probably not great for the machine. So I think I'm going to get some plywood. Actually, we have some plywood in the garage. That's what it is.
Yes, you know, garage.
And you're probably all like, why aren't you chain piecing? I'll tell you why not. I hate chain piecing. I do.
This one
I
I'm
don't like
sewing
it.
on 2 different sides, so I couldn't really change. Chain.
Right.
Chain, and that's all.
Yeah. Is that from Greece? Chain, shabab. Is that what you're
That's a
saying?
different one.
Oh, okay.
That's a different one.
Hey, that works too.
I think yes, it would. I think the Maya was from, I don't know where it was from.
All right. I'm going to do some swiping. Ooh. So what are you guys doing? Are you sewing or are you just watching? Tell us. Do you have questions about any of number things? Oh, why do I not like chain piecing?
I do it.
Well, no, somebody asked me. Why do I not like it? Well, first of all, I don't do it if I don't do a lot of quilts that would involve it. Therefore, oh, that did not cut. Therefore, I'm not used to it. Which means I'm a little funny at it, but also I like to have something done. And to me, when you chain piece, then you're like waiting a while, and then you're waiting a while, and then you have something done, whereas I'm more instant gratification. But it's mostly because I don't do small piecing in my quilts. I do large piecing. I like that look better. It's more modern, it's faster. I don't have a lot of time to quilt with the kids, so if I'm going to do a project and work on it, it needs to be big pieces that are not going to get lost, and pieces that are also what did you do?
I got the 4.
The flying geese. Oh, you could use that new block lock ruler. No, not block lock. The new Doug Lico ruler for that. The little flip and fold. Flip and fold? Yeah. At work, hiding you behind a box.
What's that?
Melissa Fletcher's at work, hiding us behind a box.
Oh.
I'll duck down. I'll be really quiet. No, that's not possible. I'm not good at being quiet.
It's really not possible.
Hey.
I mean that in the most kind and loving way. But I have to be truthful.
I'm actually cross-stitching. Oh, fun.
Oh, that is...
Her bread and butter.
I love cross-stitching.
All right, I'm going to press. Press time. Sorry. You get to see my backside. Sorry, friends.
Oh, here comes a comment from Caleb, I bet. I'm chain piecing right now. Ta-da! See? Chain piece. Not everything's a ta-da. I don't ta-da anything when I'm sewing usually because nobody's there.
I would sew
Nobody
ta-da
cares.
things. I would sew ta-da things. You know what I do? I make the kids get excited. I'm like, look, Mommy finished a block. And they're like, that's great, Mom. I'm like, jump up and down, dang it.
Ta-da. I've been watching, okay, I got to the point where I did 5 seasons of Murder, She Wrote, okay?
And everybody dies in Cabin Cove, so she stopped. No.
Don't be friends with Jessica Fletcher, you got a chance of dying. But then, and they used to have, they had, when I started this, let me just knock stuff down, they had 5 and 6, and then 8 and 9 were not on their season, and then 10 and 11.
What are you watching these on?
I don't know. It's the,
You don't know where you go on your TV?
no, it just comes up.
It just
If I have to find it, it's not worth looking. So, so then by the time I got done with season 5, 6 and 7 were gone, 10 was gone, and 11 I have to pay for. What's that tell you? So, switch to Perry Mason.
Nice.
I know.
Similar yet different.
Yes.
Okay. I wish your camera was on the sticking so I could see how you're doing it. Doing what? Becca? Oh, how you...
Close in.
On the stitching so I could see how you're doing it.
Yeah.
Oh. Caleb, are you watching? Can you come down here? Can you help with that? I don't know. Let's see. Do you carry small irons in your store? Yes, we have the mini Alisos.
These are awesome and fun.
This little guy. Mine's pink. Mostly because that's all we had left. I'm actually not very much of a pink girl. It's pink. Has the little resting thing. I like it. I was actually going to ask you guys, do you prefer your mini iron or your big iron? I actually don't love the mini irons, but they're helpful when you're doing small things.
Yes.
That's the only time I use them. Otherwise, I got my Giganto.
I have a steam station. Those are awesome. You know, and I have a big board. This is all just lately. Big board, and then I have a wool mat, the full size of the big board. And pressing has become something I really like, seeing how nicely the product comes out when the seams are pressed open. And I used Tammy's clapper last night, so that.
Who's Tammy's clapper?
Tammy had a clapper she loaned me. Joanne had offered to loan it to me, and then I forgot. And then Tammy had brought hers in, and it's a wood thing that once you hit the pressing that you're doing, you hit the seams with steam, then you put this wood clapper on the top, and it really, the seam goes into the wood.
Is it like the wool ones we have?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
yes.
really nice.
And it just really sets your seam, sets your open seams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just trimming up my doodle, guys.
Okay.
1, 2. Do 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 do. Doodle bug. There's the link for the mini iron.
The Liso makes a nice iron.
They do.
And a lot of mini irons don't get as hot as you'd
Ooh,
like them to be.
That thing gets hot.
And that gets hot. So it's nice to know from somebody that's used it that it is a nice hot iron. Because if you don't have enough heat, it doesn't matter. No matter how much you press, it doesn't stay.
Right.
And that can be frustrating. You know, we like our stuff precise, and once we press it and took the time, we would like it to stay that way. So
Yes, we do.
you get a little irritated.
Okay, so Becca, I have a question. Why do you want to see my stitching? Is there something particular you want to see about it that if
Just
he
wanna
comes
see
down
what
and we
you're putting
can,
together, probably.
that way we have just a better gauge? So let me know what about the stitching you just want to see it, or is there something in particular? Do you need to trim?
Okay.
Oh, no, you're showing
I've
things.
got these little guys, which are going to become a little 4 square. But I press my seams to one side because then these will nest nicely. I don't know if you can see that. But they nest and they bump up against each other, so you get really good.
And we have a little
Good
video on
points.
nesting seams
Yes.
here on Facebook, so you can scroll
This
to
is
look
one of
for
those
like
cases.
our tips. We have a tip video about nesting your seams. All right, last one.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
See how nice those are? I haven't pressed it. Now this I'll press open. The seam that's put those two together. I will press this one open.
Doodle bug. Do 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 do. Doodle bug. All right, those are done.
One. Okay.
One and done. All right, now I got to look at how I'm supposed to put this together.
Okay.
All right,
There's the book
I'm
over
going to lay
there.
it out. So what I do to make sure I don't miff it up is I look at my, so I'm doing the split 9 patch right there. Okay, so I look at the picture and then I set it up based on that. Right here, I have the extended board. So I do it right here on the board. And that way when I'm going to sew things together, I'm not like, oh wait, which way is this supposed to go? Which way is this supposed to go? And you know what I mean? So, okay, I'll try and angle the camera. Although I have the iPad there so I can see. Does that help a little bit? Can you see then? I don't know if that's close enough though. Do you know how you're gonna set your blocks? Moda put out an on-point setting pattern that looks pretty. What do you mean, how am I going to set my blocks? Like where I'm going to put them? No. I don't know how I'm going to put them. But I'm sort of coordinating the fabrics I'm using in each set of 4 so that they can go as a set of 4 together. I'm not like using too many of this print and not enough of this print. I'm kind of using... I'm trying to use as many different prints in the set of 4 blocks as possible, so I get nice variety in each set of 4.
She planned them out.
A little bit.
Planned the colors.
Okay, I gotta set these out. All right, this goes there. That goes there. That goes there. And yes, I have to say it out loud. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there.
We
That
need to
goes
zoom in on
there. And that goes there. All right. Why is it called a split 9 patch?
I don't
Because
know.
you're doing a 9 patch, but you're
Yeah, but you're
splitting
splitting those.
these.
Yes.
But
But show them how if you turn the corner, which some of them will do by mistake.
yeah, and that's why I lay it out. It's easy to switch these corners around. So I'll zoom the camera down a little bit. Or am I going to sash? Yeah, I'm going to follow the exact instructions in the book. I'm going to sash out the ones you're supposed to. And then there's a peach border on some, and there's no border on some. There's just the cream. I wish there was an easier way to know if we should press open or to one side. You know, Valerie, Mom and I were talking about that, mostly because you told me you were going to ask. And I was like, hey, Valerie's going to have a question. I'm going to point this down to show you this real quick. Okay, so you can kind of see how my block is going to look. But if you change these, I'm going to rearrange them so you guys can see, like, what if I put those two together? And then instead I put, this is kind of the beauty of half square triangles. I mean, that's a totally different block, right? Just by turning them, you kind of get a rectangle and a square, as opposed to the, quote, split 9 patch. So there's a lot of variety in these. Or you could go, all right, I'm going to point that one out. I'm going to point that one in. And I'm going to point that one out. And then I'm going to do the same for these. I'm going to point these guys out. So that gets you back to the way the 9 patch is supposed to be.
Yes.
In this book. So there's just a lot of variety. And then you could mix these up too.
Just take the 2 corners, like this one.
Yeah, just switch them.
Flip it out. Oh, I'm
And
sorry,
flip it
this
out. It's
one.
okay.
Look how different
And
that
flip it
looks.
out. It just looks so different than how it did. Ooh, I almost like that better. And you can do that.
And if you want to make yours like that, you go ahead.
Yeah, just because the book is telling you to do it one way. Sorry, I'm trying to reposition the camera so that we're a little bit straight there. Just because the book is saying, hey, do it this way, if you like that better, do it. It's your quilt. I'm working on the baby quilt, like I said, for a friend right now. And the color wave that they tell you to do, well, instead of using 8, I only used 4 colors because it's for a baby. So I just wanted like 4 muted, like 2 little pinks and 2 little purples of solids. I did that. And, but then I didn't even put them in the colorway you're supposed to. I did some have half the darks and half the lights. Some blocks are all lights. Some blocks are all darks. And some are every other light and dark. And then I kind of situated it the way I wanted because it's the quilt I'm giving. So I can make it my own. I use the standard pattern, but then I change it. So you do whatever you want. So anyways, I'm going to switch these back. And I'm going to zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, so as far as when to do, so Mom and I were talking about this question of when to press open versus to one side.
Well, I press open on the back of Flying Geese.
Why?
Okay?
Tell us
Just because
why.
it just feels flatter. I could have pressed this bottom one open. I chose to press them to one side just to show you. Now, since you have a little more bulk here, I pressed the one where I sewed it together open.
So sometimes the pattern is going to tell you what you should do.
Yes.
But sometimes you'll go, I don't want to do that because that's too much bulk, or I really need to be able to nest to make sure my points are together. And so you can switch it up. But ultimately, the goal is to have really the least amount of bulk
Yes.
in your quilt. So if that means that you need to press open and pin, then that's what you do.
Yeah.
All right. My little doodle bugs. Kind of guessing where my 1/4 inch line is on here. We'll see if my points meet, friends. This isn't the foot I use at home. We'll just go with it. All right, can you see, Becca, can you see a little bit better what I'm doing? Are you going to show something off?
What's that?
Are you going to show something off?
Well, no, I'm looking at this, and when I look at the back of this, I haven't pressed this
You want to
yet.
walk up and do it a little closer on the camera for us?
Okay. Yes.
Oh,
I'll
good.
go to the front of the class.
Yes, go to the front of the class.
Okay.
You're a star student.
So this is, where am I here? This is one row, the top row. Okay? Now, I have to press my seams. So I'm going to show you the back. This is for you, Valerie. I'm going the wrong way. See this seam and this seam? It just seems natural for those to go out. As opposed to if you try to go this way, there's a tremendous amount of bulk and you can feel it because there's all this seaming in here. So if you send it out, there's nothing on this side like that. So that's kind of a judgment call, but I try to go the direction where it's less bulky. So I don't know if that helps or not.
Okay, so should I just finger press these?
I do a lot of times. I'll finger press until I get to the point.
So I'm going to nest. So my first row, I'm going to nest to the right. My second, I'm going to nest to the left and then to the right again. Yes, less bulk, Valerie. That's what you want. And sometimes bulk, you know, you can't totally avoid it. Like I'm putting 2 half square triangles together. Well, there's going to be more bulk here because that's just the way the points go.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
But if you can... Okay, right. So these need to go left.
A lot of times if they tell you to press to one side, they'll tell you to press toward the darker.
Because otherwise it can show through your light fabric.
Mm-hmm. But also, it's kind of, there's sometimes where you go, I could put in a stack of encyclopedias on this, which nobody has anymore, but in case you did, all night, and it's still not going to be pressed the way, if I just pressed it the other way. You know, you're fighting an uphill battle, and believe me, when you go to have it quilted, it's going to flip the wrong way anyway. So you might as well go with the way it naturally does.
Okay, so I'm lining up, I'm nesting. We'll see how well my nesting goes because I don't pin.
She's nesting.
I know, kill me now.
We're not pinners.
We're
I'm
not
a
pinners.
pinner.
Ain't nobody got time for pinning in my life. Honestly, if I can just get a block done a day, I'm like, sweet. So I just don't
I'm a
pin.
pinner when I need to pin, but and then there's pinners that are just, they look at you and go, how can you not pin?
Right. And that's fine because that's them. And,
Yes.
you know, my points are probably never going to be perfect. I'm never going to make the perfect quilt. But I'm okay with that.
Yes. May not be perfect, but it's finished.
I'm just okay with it. So then what I do is I take my second nesting, I don't know if you can see that. I take my second nesting spot. I hold my first one in place, and I take my second one between my 2 fingers, and I kind of just flip the tail end up a little. This is a trick I learned from Joanne because I felt like my top fabric was pooling more than my bottom fabric. Okay, now I'm going to let it go because it's going to go under the foot, and I'm going to line up the edges here, and I'm going to do the same thing. It just helps guide your fabric through. Bam. Let's see. Oh, that was pretty good for not knowing where the 1/4 inch line is. I'll show you when I'm all done. Now wait, which way did this go? This way. Okay, so now I'm going to nest the opposite way. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
And you know what I do? And I notice this a lot about myself. Because I don't pin, I line up the top corner so that I know it's straight. And I do like 2 stitches. And then I take my foot off and I adjust to make sure everything's still in line. To me, that's faster. That's how I do it. So now I've put 2 stitches in so I know, okay, that's going to hold. I just want to make sure these are going to nest the way they're supposed to. And I'm gonna go, 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 go on an adventure. The cat in the hat is up and away. Can you tell I have tiny children? Actually, we haven't watched Cat in the Hat in years. Not
It's
true.
a movie? Oh, it is.
It's a show.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I knew that, but I didn't.
It's a show. We haven't watched it in a while because we've been like sort of off screens a lot.
Well, summer's a
Hot dog, people. That's pretty good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this. I'm going to press these seams open, though. So there's less bulk. So these seams right here are pressed, so they're nesting. So they're to the sides. But these long seams here, I'm going to press open. Okay? Okay. How you doing on your block?
almost done.
Good. I'm almost done, too.
Ta-da! The middle. Okay, let's do the bottom block. Yep, that's right. Pictures are worth 1,000 words to me. Whenever
Oh, I know. They can describe it in print all day long. If I don't see a picture, I'm like,
Show me
what
a
are you
picture.
talking about?
Yes, so when I made clothing, the only time I read the directions if I could understand the picture, what they wanted me to do. So, or for clarification or things like that. But
Okay. There's my block. My split 9 patch. Okay, so I'm going to show you my points. Because I got to say, I'm a little bit proud. I am. I'm like super duper proud. Maybe I need to stop using the 1/4-inch seam guide. There we go.
okay.
This is block 4.
All right, I gotta sew the 3 rows together. So
You're good. All right, so block 4
sometimes
is
I
done.
start right at that one and then I come back and do.
But you can see this is block 1 and this is block 4. Mom forgot block 2 at home.
I'm sorry. It was in the bag of. Yeah.
I'm not upset at all. I'll just show you these together so you can see kind of the coordinating colors.
Ooh, it's looking good. Okay.
Looking good. So there we go. It's fun. I'm going to clean up my little zone. You guys have any other questions? Because we'll be done here in a minute. And then we are going to do another Kill the Bolt or designer finale. I'm going to call them Kill the Bolts. Don't be offended, okay? We're going to do another Kill the Bolt at... Hey, Sydney!
If you go Sydney Joe, she'll come running.
Sydney Joe! If she's even in here, she might be down there.
I go Sydney Joe.
Oh, you like yell it.
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
That's what her mom does.
Oh, so that's why she comes running.
That's
I'm in trouble.
She's used to it.
All right, I'm going to turn my machine off.
Okay, I gotta press this.
You're good. No rush.
This,
Yeah, anyway, so we're going to do a Kill the Bolt at,
This also
I
kind
don't
of
know,
tells
10:30
you,
or 11.
Girls, if you really want a goal, say you're gonna get 4 done in a week. This would tell you right here. Cutting and all of that, you're done in an hour. So you could actually plan an hour of sewing a week or a half an hour cutting and then get a couple ready. that type of thing. So
It's true.
this is how you know you'd be able to do a block of the month.
Yes.
Because those usually take an hour or so, depending
For a month.
how many times you rip, you
A
know.
month.
Yeah. It's going to take a few minutes, so I don't know if you just want me to kind of show it
No,
without pressing it.
No. Press that puppy up.
Okay. I need to sit.
Oh yeah, you go for it.
Good. All right.
Oh, she can't sew for a while. She broke her wrist.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
unfortunate.
I'd be up a creek.
Can you
without
still
it.
buy fabric? I mean, you might as well plan out some projects, right? Since you know you're probably going to be a little bit gung-ho once your wrist is healed. You plan some projects. I would totally plan projects.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to say we're going to do our live at 11.
Yeah.
Our Kill the Bolt. And listen, another thing we're going to start doing is we're going to do boltage throughout the week. So we're going to do a comment sold boltage a lot. The baby quilt. No, I don't have it done. All the blocks are done. Except I sewed one thing wrong. So I had 1 3/4 inch strips and 1 1/4 inch strips. And the 1 3/4 went in the center of the block. And the 1 1/4 went in the other sides of the block. And I accidentally used a 1 1/4 in the middle of one of the blocks because I ended up having 1 1/4 short and 1 3/4 extra. So I was like, oh, maybe I just cut them wrong. So I cut the one and I sewed it, and it turns out I had accidentally used an extra. Anyway, so I gotta rip that out, cut a little strip, repiece it. No big deal. And then I just got to trim up and shoop, sew them together. So I don't know if I'll be done tonight or not. Probably not until tomorrow because, but it'll be on our stories because I have to take my daughter to, I'm here until 5 and then I take my daughter to gymnastics at 6:15 and we're not home until like 8. And by that time, nobody should sew at that point because she's tired. Oh, look how cute it is.
I will steam it better, and there's one seam I want to fix, but you know.
This one? It's going to be
Yes.
that one, isn't it?
Yes.
I know it. I know her. So you can see these are the first 3 of 4 blocks
Yes.
together. Those are our colors. So we have some of that green, some of the light, some of the persimmon, some of the dark taupe. We're just kind of mixing all of them from strawberries and rhubarb in there. And the book we're using for this project is Sampler Spree. It is available on our website. It's 104 6-inch blocks. So that's this. My baby quilt comes from a new book called Urban Quilting, which we also have. And it's delightful.
Yeah.
Everything about it is delightful. I love it. Even the girl who wrote it. She's so cute. And she gives you like historical facts about quilting. It's
History tidbits.
I am like such a history guru. I just want to know all the things about all the people everywhere in all time. So that's right up my alley. Okay, so that's all for today. Hot dang, Mama. We did it.
We did it.
Next week, we're going to tackle blocks at least 5 and 6, maybe 7. Let's see how crazy can we get.
There might be
It
somebody
depends
else
on-
besides me sewing. We're going to start having the other girls come
Oh,
and
are
do
you
this.
backing out?
Oh, look at 5. It's another basket.
It's a basket. Mom's going to do
love
it.
baskets.
Oh, see, 6 will be easy.
Oh,
So
we
will 7, and maybe we could get 4 done next week. Oh, maybe we could pull a couple girls in to sew over there too. Have like a little sew along with y'all. Okay. Anyways, that's it for today. If you want to buy designer finales, which is the end of a bolt, it's like a kill the bolt, and they're priced $9 a yard. Join us at 11 here on Facebook for our comment sold. Until then, happy quilting. Bye.
Happy quilting.